Here I am. 1 week down. The nice thing about being 1 week down is 100 days, 1 week down, weight loss journey. Today is day 8. Got some good news for you. I managed to lose weight. In 1 week, I lost 8 pounds. Yay me. Sometimes you gotta pat yourself on the back. Didn't starve myself. Actually had a fabulous time. I wasn't meeting my walking every day, but I was doing more than what I was already doing. So what was really cool about that was that as long as you can do more than what you're doing, like I said, my weight loss going up to 7,000 steps, almost 8,000. So having a tracker just moving more than you normally do was one of the reasons for success. Secondly, got my portions down. Ate when I felt hungry. Late last night I did feel hungry. Sometimes if you don't plan your breakfast, lunch, and supper accordingly, like it's good to eat the same time every day, which I did not. And then last night I drank about 3 cups of water. And I just kept saying, oh no, I am so hungry. And sometimes you're just thirsty. So what you got to determine, you have to determine if you're hungry or not. So last night I thought, I'm hungry. And for me, I can't sleep if I'm hungry. So I guess what I'm going to do tonight, as much as I hated it, I'm going to take my photos in the same clothes that I started with, and I'm going to see how much of a difference if it shows. Because in 1 week, just not eating too much crap and just trying to maintain a healthier lifestyle, it's I feel immediately better. Not as good as I should, because what I did last night, this is a true confessions. And I'm probably going to give a few confessions over here over the next 100 days, because you do trip. You do have slips. And my slip was that my life is this crazy when you hear why and what happened. I bought this big old bag of marshmallows, and I bought Rice Krispies. And over the holidays, I was in this cookie exchange. My very first cookie exchange. I'll probably do it next year. So what do I do? I'm a fan of the Grinch. I made Rice Krispie Square Grinches. And I still have a half a bag of marshmallows left. So I was making some room for my freezer storage stuff that I have, because I did it meal prep because it's been a really busy week on top of that. So there's no excuse. You can't say, I'm too busy, because I was busy. And if you knew me, you knew how busy I was, you'd agree. Heather had no time to prep. So here it is Monday, and I still didn't prep, which is happening. So just trying to think, did I have supper? I don't think I ate supper. I look at the time here, and I'm not hungry because I did have a late start of the day. I slept in a little today, an hour more than I normally do, and sometimes you need to do that. Part of looking young is you need to get your rest. When I'm on a journey, I do sleep more, because when I'm bored in the evening, not that I get bored, but maybe boredom is the wrong word. I sometimes have that nighttime crazy, which I call it. I should think of a better name for it, where I think I got to eat. And so, but I knew I was truly hungry, so I ate. And so, I don't know why I opened that bag of marshmallows and decided to eat them. Because when you're diabetic and you allow yourself sugar, in this case, that was the night before, and I was hungry. Sometimes, you can have an apple. If you don't eat an apple, if you're not hungry enough to eat an apple, you're not hungry. Never even crossed my mind, Heather, have an apple. My own advice I didn't do, because it's almost like, how you're biking uphill and it's tough. It's going to be tough, right? So I'm not doing anything I'm supposed to be doing. So what happened when I ate the marshmallows when you're diabetic? It's like your insulin kicks in or your sugar kicks in, and it starts to crave sugar. And the best thing is abstinence from sugar. Abstinence is a word that people take wrong. Don't have it. So I had it, and then I started thinking I could have one of those bars I buy, like those, those caramel chocolate chips covered in chocolate bars. And I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, I had one because my sugar at that point started going out of control. And when these cravings happen, you got to realize you're having an emotional experience. And if you kill it with half a banana or a full banana. For me, for diabetics, it's half a banana. An apple. You could have an orange. Depends if you were exercising and you're hungry and you already had your meals days. When you start off, have an orange. Things like that. And like, who wants an apple when you can have marshmallows in a bar? And I told you, don't keep that stuff in the house. I've seen myself in my nightgown. I actually put my treats next door to the house next door, right next door to family. I've seen myself go in the house, I think midnight, in my boots, in my nightgown, and my Arctic coat to go get a treat. And so I learned you can't even have this stuff next door. You can't keep it in your car. Trust me, when you want to eat and you seriously want to go eat, nothing's going to stop you. Sometimes I'm in a hotel. I love how there's no food in my room. But all hotels down in the lobby will sell you stuff. It's like $10, $20. The treats aren't cheap. And so like I said, you got to get in control of this. And half the battle is just not having it. So today's was a good day for myself. I weighed myself and came down 8 pounds, which I can't beat myself up because I keep thinking I could have probably made it to 10. Or I could have made it to 9. Or I could have made 8.5. Because I had a few slips because when you start off, it's kind of hard to get into the motivation of it all. And you got to realize you love food. And if that is your addiction, it calls you. It's like, Heather. And I'm like, what? It's like you want it so bad, and you got to realize you're having an emotional experience. And it took me, I don't know how many years to realize it's just an emotional experience. Like, how I talked about things in your head? You have to rise above that. And when you first get past that emotional experience that it's given you, and like, I'm like, oh my God, like I'm like, please go away, please stop. And when it passes, like you have water, and if you're still hungry, you might be really hungry. And you have a little something, it's a snack, not a meal. Last night I had a meal. There's a difference. It's a snack, not a meal. So like that's what you got to do. And it's like your former self would have some really nice, delicious food. And like I said, I'm not saying you can't have it. It's just like you have it at appropriate times. Like if you enjoy it that much, you have it for supper. Not for your supper number 1, supper number 2, right? And when I went to go think about it last night, like tonight, I didn't have supper. And the reason why I didn't have supper is because I had company and I fed them. And I didn't eat. I don't know. Like when you have company, you're busy serving. And it's not, sometimes we put ourselves last. Make this journey selfish. Put yourself first. That's about all I got to say about that. 1 week to go. And I won this week. And I'm going to have weeks where I'm not going to win. I'm going to have plateaus. And I'm going to talk about that when I get to that. Every day I'm going to tell you how I feel. But right now I'm pretty happy. I lost. And I feel great. I'm going to take some shots because at the end of this journey, I might be brave enough to say week 1, week 2, week 3, and etc. To see how many weeks go by and how it changed. And I'm hoping I don't know, maybe if I do the neck test like this is usually what goes first. It's like, I want my belly to go first. Like, let's get rid of my belly. But no, I swear it goes from my head to my feet. Like, I don't need no weight in my feet. It's like my belly's the last place that loses. But actually, if you did measure yourself, you will find that when you measure yourself, it's actually, I think, is it a pound or 10 pounds? It's like a whole inch, like right from top to bottom. Like you measure your neck, you measure your arms, your legs, your waist, your hips. Like when you do these points, and like I said, neck, there's neck, bust, arm, thigh, waist, and hips. So there's 7 spots that you measure when I was in all these seeing professionals. And that's like what would happen if you lost that weight, you're going to lose an inch. And I have a jacket, and my weight in this jacket, I could just fit in it when I'm 175. It's my favorite coat, and I want to be in it. But it's kind of tight, and kind of even that, like the buttons are pulling. So I'm like, but I'm in, and I can button it. So I'm hoping that I lose a few pounds to fit in that before winter's out, because it's where I'm at every year that I have this one article of clothing that I keep for, I don't know how many years have I had it now. I might have had it 6-7 years, because that is my unit of measurement for my body. That's what I like to be, and I like where I look when I fit this coat. So, but I'm going a little bit more this time, because even though I fit it and I look good, that is not where I need to be healthy. I'm still very heavy in the center, and this time, this journey is to get to my goal, and this part of my journey is to get to maintenance. And I'm really thinking about doing 100-day maintenance, because I don't want to be a yo-yo. So that's it. See you tomorrow.